Your enemies can't ignore you. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder. For my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, your enemies cannot ignore you. They can't. I need somebody to drop in the comments and say, you can't avoid me. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say you can't avoid me. Now, when I say your enemies can't ignore you, there are some things that they're trying to do that will obliterate their memory of who you are as a human being, a creative, a good person, or even just a person of status in your environment, right? They're trying to obliterate their memory. The things they're doing, y'all, is diminishing your accomplishments, all right? Downplaying your achievements. Maybe they're not acknowledging your great works or great acts. They're not allowing you to shine long enough to even get the recognition or the attention that you are 100% deserving of. So what they're trying to do is not only obliterate their memory of you, the great memories of you, but they're trying to obliterate everybody else's great memories of you. You follow what I'm saying? And other people are going to notice it. It stands out. Other people can tell when somebody else is jealous. Other people can tell when somebody else is envious. Other people can tell when they're making a huge problem or a huge issue out of nothing. You get what I'm saying? And so, family, your enemies, they're at a point to where they're being wore down, all right? They're being wore down. They can't ignore you. You're too great. All right, your light is too bright. The things that you have to offer is undeniable. You are literally undeniable. And that's the problem that your enemies are having. So, no, they cannot ignore you, all right? Now, we're going to speak about this, y'all, point by point by point. But I just had to give y'all a brief of what it is or why it is that they cannot ignore you, if that makes sense. But, fam, we're going to go ahead and get directly into it. Second video of the night when it comes to the Reno Speech Life channel. I'm just getting back from Muay Thai, okay? We had an hour-long training. So, the funny thing is, y'all, when you go work out, when you release those, I think they're called pheromones or something like that. When you release those pheromones, man, it boosts your energy. So people think that you be tired after a workout. No, after a workout, you actually have more energy. You feel me? So I just got back from that, but I had another message that I wanted to get off my spirit, and so we're going to do that. But first thing is first, y'all make sure y'all leave a thumbs up on this video, as well as subscribe to the channel. Y'all be sure to ring my bell so you can be notified after every single video I post. Let's get right into it, y'all. First thing is first. Number one, the reason why your enemies can't ignore you is because of your mastery, all right? It's because of your mastery. Somebody drop in the comments and say, I've mastered what I do. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, I've mastered what I do. Now, you got to understand something, y'all. When you become a master at something, people are willing to pay you for what you have mastered. People are willing to watch you for what you have mastered. You know, people are willing to learn from you, from what you have mastered. You know, when you are a master of something, people look at you in high regards. You get a lot of reverence, right? Like, it's outside of respect. People begin to have reverence for whenever you master something. When you think about a sensei, he is a master. When you think about the top coach, you know, in the weight room, he is a master. When you think about, you know, legendary boxers like Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, right? I'm going to even lean more towards Floyd Mayweather. Not saying that Mike Tyson is not a master in his own right, definitely a legend. But for a person who's still doing it efficiently and have never lost, I'm going to give that crown to Floyd Mayweather. Once again, no disrespect to Mike, but Floyd is still doing it actively, right? With no blemishes on his record. Anyway, he's going to be looked at as a master. So when you master things, family, they can't ignore you. You're that good at what you do. You're that great at what you do. All right? You stand out that much because of what you do. Listen, y'all, and I don't want to get so political and black and white, but I do have to speak the history. I don't like to rewrite history. I'm going to tell it how it is, right? Whether it's in favor of some people or the other way around, right? But when it came to Jackie Robinson, okay, He had mastered playing baseball, so much for so long and so greatly to where even in segregation, they allowed him to play baseball, with the whites. At this time, y'all, this is a big deal. You talking about we got colored buses, colored lunchrooms, colored pies. All right, y'all remember the movie Life? We don't got no nigga pie. Yeah, we only got white pies only. Yeah, that was back in the time where it was white pies only. All right, they had colored water fountains, colored bathrooms. Y'all get what I'm saying? What's his name? Jackie Robinson had mastered baseball so much to where they allowed him to integrate only for this sport, but they allowed him to integrate with the white players. That's mastery. They couldn't ignore him, okay? And mind you, y'all, segregation did not end until 1964. He became the first black baseball player in the major leagues for the Brooklyn Dodgers, April 15th, 1947. That's mastery, all right? You can't beat mastery. Number 2, your presence is unavoidable, all right? Your presence is unavoidable. So let's think about a comedian who's undeniably funny, right? That word undeniable again. But let's think about a comedian who's undeniably funny, all right? There are certain comedians who you can be like, you know what? They all right. They don't make my stomach muscles hurt, but they all right. For me, y'all, Bernie Mac make my stomach hurt. Cat Williams can make my stomach hurt. Who else, y'all? It's other comedians that make my stomach hurt, man. Even Ryan Davis, all right? He's one of the newer comedians, but at times he can make my stomach hurt. You follow what I'm saying? I look at those guys as undeniable, all right? Their presence is unavoidable. And there's more, y'all. Y'all can drop something down below in the comments. If I missed any, I'm just going off the top of my mind, right? Martin Lawrence back in the day, the 90s Martin, man, he had my stomach hurting, right? But the point is, y'all, is you can't deny a comedian who's undeniably funny. You don't gotta like him. You don't have to like how he dress. You don't have to like how he talk, but you do have to respect his craft. All right. Somebody drop in the comments and say, you got to respect my craft. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say you got to respect my craft. Now, that's a fact, right? So that's number 2. Your presence is unavoidable. This is why they can't ignore you. Number 3, it's going to be this right here, y'all. Their friends are talking about you. All right. Their friends are talking about you. Listen, y'all, you ever seen this on TV or even maybe in your real life? Because it's not so far-fetched. Like, this happens in real life. But where a woman maybe is trying to avoid this guy. She don't want to talk to him. Maybe she has trauma. Maybe she don't have any trauma. She's just like, you know what? I think he playing games. I don't want to deal with him. Whatever her reasons are, all right? Then you have her friends who's like, girl, you about to go out on that date with him. Girl, you about to do X, Y, and Z with him. Her friends are starting to talk about him. That's going to wear down on her. You know why? Because they're making it hard for her to ignore this man. Whether he on BS or he's the best man in the world. He's Prince Charming, right? Outside of that, when your friends start talking about somebody who you dislike or you don't really care for, whatever the case is, they start opening you up to a different perspective. Does that make sense? Drop in the comments to let me know. Like, for me, y'all, this is just me, okay? One celebrity, I'm not going to say I can't stand. I just don't like what they stand for. It's that Sexy Red, man. All right, Sexy Red. Now, I'm not Sexy Red phobic. I don't hate her or nothing like that. By any means, go get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do. But as far as I'll put it like this. My little daughters wouldn't be listening to no Sexy Red. All right? My little daughters wouldn't be watching it. I'll put it like that. You get what I'm saying? But when you got Shawn Michaels, allowing her to come out on WWE with him, they doing the whole dance on Instagram. Just like, this is my childhood. I ain't going to say idol, but a person who I looked up to in the wrestling world as a kid. Shawn Michaels is dancing with Sexy Red, right? You start looking at that perspective a little different. Like, you know what? Let me just see what she's doing positive for the community. All right. Let me see what she's doing differently that maybe I can see the good in her. All right. Now, my perspective is not going to change, but for the average person, you start having thoughts like that. It's called influencer marketing. Okay, it's called influencer marketing. But the point is, y'all, is their friends are talking about you. They can't avoid you. All right. Number 4, it's gonna be this right here, y'all. You are branded. All right, you branded. You certified. Yeah, somebody drop in the comments and say certified. Just straight up certified, right? So let's just say you got the best barbecue in the city versus the worst barbecue in the city. Whether you like it or not, they're both branded. Okay. Why is the best barbecue in the city branded? Maybe they got some good sauce. Maybe they, grill the ribs, that chicken, the sausages, the brisket, real nice. Okay, they got some brown sugar on that thing, some butter. They just, whenever you bite the meat, it just busts in your mouth. Pause, okay? I know that's a little crazy, but just follow what I'm saying. It's considered the best barbecue in the city for a reason. It's branded that way. But then you got the worst barbecue in the city. Yeah, the barbecue that have that nasty taste, or maybe they use the generic brand and just use regular barbecue sauce. They don't make their own. They don't get, spicy with it. They don't get sweet with it. It's just barbecue sauce. That's it. The same sauce they had back in the 20s. The same sauce they had back in the 40s. Just sauce. You follow what I'm saying? Worst barbecue. The ribs be burnt at the bottom. Chicken be dry, sausages be split in half, and I'm not even saying it's not good to that when the sausages are split in half. But what I will say is that you can't dry out the meat, man. Okay, the worst barbecue in the city. All right. The point is, y'all, is that when you are branded a certain way, good or bad, they can't ignore you, and that's the same thing with your enemies. Number 5, y'all. The last thing is gonna be this right here. Your consistency, all right? Your consistency. So if you think about people with terrible music that's blowing up right now, you know why they're blowing up? It's because of their consistency. If you put out enough BS today, somebody gonna be like, ooh, boy, this cool. I like this. This is nice. All right. There was a quote, and y'all probably heard me say this before, but there was a quote where somebody said, if you worship a mailbox long enough, you'll get somebody else to do it with you. This is a mailbox. All right. This is a mailbox. Reno, what are you saying right now? When you are consistent, your enemies can't ignore you. You keep coming back with the same quality product, the same quality craft, the same quality you. You keep coming back with quality. All right. Somebody drop in the comments and say quality over everything. But that's the point, y'all. This is why your enemies cannot ignore you. All right. Drop in the comments and let me know if this resonated with you. But we're going to go ahead and do a recap, and then we'll get up out of here, y'all. Number 1, mastery. Number 2, your presence is unavoidable. Number 3, their friends are talking about you. Number 4, you are branded. And number 5, y'all, consistency. All right. Get you a Yes Sir t-shirt, Yes Sir hoodie, book a one-on-one session with your boy. I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Keep a rich mentality. Peace.